What's going on, guys? So I'm just gonna keep this very straightforward. I know I haven't uploaded in almost 2 weeks. I'm very sorry about that. Um, things I got busy. Things came up. It was hard to really schedule. Also, my mic has been acting up completely, so it's just been impossible to make videos because my mic doesn't work and the drivers and the wires are all messed up. And I need to get a new mic soon. I don't know when that's gonna be, but I'm gonna try to get that taken care of soon so I can actually make videos because right now the mic I'm using is fine, but it's definitely not what I want to have, especially since I'm trying to up the quality in these videos. But okay, get that out of the way. Also, before I start, shout out to King of the Fourth Quarter, Kenny Beecham, for commenting on my last video. That was amazing for him to comment down on my video. Yeah, I'm so happy with that, to see that he acknowledged my videos, even if it was just a plain W. A guy with 1 million subscribers, a guy I've been watching for years, a fellow Chicago guy. It means a lot. So I'm so happy that that happened. And shout out to him. He's incredible. He just hit 1 million too. So congrats to him. All right, all the sappy shits out the way. I need to talk about the Chicago Bulls. Look, I'm a Bulls fan. I've talked about the Bulls plenty on this channel, and I'm not gonna stop because that's my team, and I feel like when I feel like I need to talk about them, I'm going to. And right now, I need to. I really need to. So when the season started up, the Bulls looked pretty sluggish, and I made a video talking about it. And I was like, you know what? This young core just does not work. LaVine is good. He's been terrific for us, but everyone else on this team has just not been it, right? Trade deadline comes around. We get Vooch, and I'm like, okay, there's a sense of optimism. We have two All-Stars now. We're still in a decent position where we can make a really good playoff push. We had a really, really rough road trip where we were playing teams like the Jazz. We had the Nets. We had the Suns. Like, we had some really tough competition, and we did not do well in that road trip, right? But, there's a stretch now where it's like, okay, we're playing a lot of teams that either are, like, barely in the playoffs or not even in the playoff picture. So we're like, okay, we can get on a little bit of a run here, build some momentum, and make a playoff push, right? And maybe if we don't make the playoffs, we can position ourselves strongly to be in the play-in tournament, right? And we can at least give ourselves a shot and position ourselves to do well. But that has clearly not happened. The Bulls are now on a 4-game losing streak, which is very depressing considering who have we lost to, right? We won against the Pacers. That was our last win. But since then, we lost to the Hawks when LaVine had 50. We lost to the Timberwolves. That was a very bad game. We were just sloppy and it was ugly. And we lost to the Grizzlies when Ja Morant did not even have a great game. Bulls somehow managed to lose that. And tonight, the Bulls lost to the Orlando Magic. One of the worst offensive teams in the league right now. And they scored 115 points on us. This game was supposed to be interesting because, obviously, we traded Wendell Carter to this team and we got Vooch from this team, right? And there was a lot of hope that, hey, maybe this is going to be a game where Vooch goes off, the Bulls have a good game, and we kind of establish a good run here, right? But no, Wendell Carter went off tonight. He had 19 points and 12 rebounds. He did incredible on the boards and on defense, doing things that I did not see him do when he was on the Bulls. And let me be very clear, I'm happy for him. Even if he's not doing this stuff on the Bulls, of course it sucks. I would have loved to see him do it on the Bulls. I would have loved for it to work with Wendell Carter, but it didn't. And he's balling now, so hey, look, I'm happy for him. But this Bulls team, man, it's been bad. It's been very bad. And it's getting to the point now where I'm like, I don't even want to compete right now. Like, I would rather just shut everything down for the season. I'd rather have LaVine just, not really go out as much as he has. He's been terrific for us, and I want to keep him and I want to build something really special with him. And I still believe that we can, but right now things look pretty bleak. And this game especially just made it worse. We were down 23 at one point to the Orlando Magic, a team that's like at the bottom of the barrel in the East. And we're supposed to be a team that's competing for the playoffs. We have two All-Stars on our team, and we should not be losing games like this. It was the most embarrassing game. The Bulls looked sloppy. They looked lazy. They did not really put any effort whatsoever on defense, and that's been one of our biggest issues for the entire season, even after getting the new guys. Our defense is just terrible. There's no energy. Like, our guards, like Coby White gets beat every time. Vooch is not a great defender. He's the biggest reason the Bulls got Vooch was to take the offensive load off of LaVine. He wasn't here to bring an anchor on defense. He's not that. So, Vooch gets beat sometimes too on the interior. Wendell Carter had a great game for that reason. It bothers me, man. And then on offense, LaVine plays terrific. Vooch is even cooking. But no one else outside of those two are playing well or they're producing anything on offense. It's a shame. And this game was a prime example of that. Because Zach LaVine had 30, 5 and 7. He had 30 points. He had like 9 at the half, I think. But in the fourth quarter, we were down 20-something. LaVine sparked a really good run that kept us into single digits. We were in the game, sort of, because Zach LaVine hit a few threes and got a little bit of a run going. It was a 23-5 run or something like that. So LaVine had a great game. He even twisted his ankle, came back and still played fine. Like, he's been terrific for us, no matter how the Bulls have been. Vucevic had 29 and 11. I can't even complain about Vooch. Like, if he's putting up these numbers and we're still losing, what is that to say? It's definitely not Vooch's fault. People are going to say that. People are going to say that the Bulls are going to lose this trade because, the Bulls are losing right now and the Magic have a better record right now. Look, that's fine, but here's the issue. And I think the solution is very simple, and the reason for why this is happening is very simple. This team right now is just bad. Let's be very clear. I bought into the hype of having 2 All-Stars, but obviously, very clearly, it's not enough. We need a new team. LaVine, anyone outside of LaVine, Vucevic, Patrick Williams, Daniel Tice, and Troy Brown, anyone else can go, honestly. That includes Coby White, Lauri Markkanen. Denzel Valentine needs to get the fuck out. He has actually pissed me off when I watch him play. Why he's in the game, I do not understand. He provides nothing for this team. All he does is jack up terrible shots, and he doesn't even make them. So, I don't see what his role is, and he can't even defend either. So, it's not like we can make it up for him being good on defense. He's just bad. Period. Garrett Temple, he's been injured for a while, so I don't want to get too mad at him, but he was not good at this game either. But yeah, everyone else can just go. We need a real reset on this team, and it seems like the Garpax stenches, if you try to get what I'm saying, Garpax is gone, right? They're not running the show anymore. But I feel like the stench of their existence still remains with the Bulls team, right? Because this team is basically still Garpax's team with the exception of like 2 or 3 guys. Everyone else has been the byproduct of the Garpax, regime. The first round picks, the top 10 picks that ended up going horribly, they're not even good. Coby White, I really wanted it to work with him, but he 2 points after getting beat again and again. Like, come on. Coby White is just not good. Lauri Markkanen isn't providing anything either. And he got benched for a reason. Coby got benched for a reason. They had one good game where they really scored off the bench, and I was like, that's exactly what the Bulls could do. That's exactly what they can do for this team, right? But they just don't do it consistently. They had one good game, and then everything after that, it's just been bad. So, I don't even know if I want to be hopeful right now because we can't even be like, oh, let's tank and then try to get a top pick. The picks that we sent to Orlando, at least for this year, it's top 4 protected. So, there is a slight chance we could get lucky and we could end up in a position where we could get, Cade Cunningham or Jalen Suggs or something like that. Obviously, that would be terrific, but what are my chances? Like, if you go on Tankathon right now, the Bulls would have the 10th pick, and obviously that wouldn't be our pick. That would be the Magic's pick. So, for the Magic to come in, beat us, and have our 2 first-round picks, that's a very bad look. And, if I was not a Bulls fan, I'd be laughing at this team for doing what they did. So, I don't know we need a point guard. We need a real point guard. Like someone who can put the ball on the floor and not just, Coby White's a scorer. We can't just have scorers like that. We need a Lonzo Ball type of guy. I really hope that we get him. There's a report that came out this morning that, the only competition that the Bulls have is the Knicks. So if the Bulls can offer him a reasonable amount of money, he's wanting $20 million. We're going to have that money, which is fine. But if the Knicks don't overpay him, I need the Bulls to get him because he's perfect for this situation. He's going to be a good fix for us because he's not going to be a guy who just chucks up a bunch of shots. He can put the ball on the floor. He can play make. And he can defend too. So we're not going to have a point guard who's going to get beat all the time and then foul shooters all the time like Kobe does. So we need that. We need a power forward. Thaddeus Young has been really good for us this season, but this slump right now has just been like, okay, it's not worth bringing him back, especially for the money that he's going to probably be asking for. I think it's fair that we let him walk in free agency. Same thing with Saddle. He hasn't been terrible for us, but he's not our guy. He's just not. So I think that a lot of these guys they can go. We're going to need a wholesale change in this roster if we're going to want to be a respectable, good team again, and if we're going to want to win games. Stacey King made a very good point today at the end of the broadcast when things look pretty bad. He's like, this is the Chicago Bulls. This is not a team that should be playing as sloppy and as lazy as they are. This team is so much better than that. Well, maybe not this team, but we could be better than that. And that's what bothers me, is that there's possibilities for what we could do, but we just don't do that. Billy Donovan is a good coach. He's a respectable coach. He is a huge upgrade from what we have from Jim Boylan. But his rotations are very questionable. And I don't know years as we try to get into the playoff conversation, but then after that, if the goal is to win a championship, Billy Donovan has to go. So obviously that's a long-term thing. I don't want to think about Billy Donovan firing or letting him go right now because I don't see why we would do that right now. It's not even been a year since we got him. But, I mean, this team is just not it right now, and it bothers me. I don't even want to see the Bulls in the play-in tournament. I don't. I'd rather us be 11th or 12th, and then have a chance at jumping up in the lottery like we did last year. Everyone said we were going to get the 7th pick this year. We ended up getting 4th. I would like to see that happen again. I would. That would put us in a better position than we are right now. But yeah, I still do believe in this new regime because the guys that they did bring in have been good for us. So I think that if we can just get rid of that stench from all these other guys who are a byproduct of Garpax, if we can just get rid of them, bring in guys who we know are going to help us. We need some more defensive-minded guys. We need guys who are gritty and tough. This team is soft. So we need guys who are going to be gritty, who are going to be tough, who are not going to be afraid to get physical. I would love to see that because this team just doesn't have that right now. Daniel Tice is probably our best example of that right now, and we could still do better. But yeah, this team it bothers me, man. I really hope this team gets this shit together right now because for me, this season is a wash now. And that bothers me because I had a lot of hope. But okay, I don't want to rant too much anymore. My throat's actually hurting and I'm getting a headache. I really don't want to do this anymore. So I'm done with that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please be sure to leave a like. Comment down below what you think about this Bulls team. And do you see this Bulls team coming up? What do you think the Bulls should do? My thing is just get Lonzo Ball and get more defensive-minded guys, and we should be okay. But I'm curious to hear what you guys think. And if you haven't already, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and also turn on your notifications so that you don't miss an upload. And yeah, thank you guys as always for your continued support. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.